What's up, guys? Thanks for stopping by. It's a new month, the month of May, and I'm personally excited about it. Last month was all about Marvel, the MCU. I gave you all my thoughts on the movies. I gave you my review on Endgame, and I gave you my ranking on MCU films. It was fun, but let's go in a different direction, try something new. And with that, I'm giving you my review on Netflix's recent horror supernatural show, Chambers. As always, before I get started, let me know in the comments below if you have already watched it or not, if it's something that intrigues you or not, or if you're just hearing about it now, just watching this video. Tell me your thoughts below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to hear any other future content from me. The premise is pretty interesting. It's a story about a teenage girl named Sasha who we meet in the first episode with her boyfriend. One night when they're getting pretty intimate, her heart gives out and she ends up needing a heart transplant. After this happens, she soon starts to have strange and almost haunting visions, and she comes to find out what happened to the donor. And as she finds out throughout the episode, she found out this mysterious murder that happened to her. And as things starts to unravel, she starts to realize what is really happening to her inside and how this other entity is inhabiting her. Now, for the good was the cast I was pretty impressed by, especially the main star of the show, Siobhan Aubrey-Rose, who plays Sasha. She is an unknown, someone I've never seen before. I looked up her filmography and she hasn't done a whole lot before this show, but I was somewhat impressed with her. She wasn't the best, she wasn't the worst. She did her job, and to be the center of this show, she pulled it off pretty well. But the ones that I really remembered most of the show were the two main adult stars of this film, the older adults, which were Uma Thurman and Tony Goldwyn. They played the parents of the deceased daughter that ends up giving the heart to Sasha. And for her, she's the one I think I like the most out of the show, because you've seen her in a lot of female-driven roles, like in Kill Bill, for example, or very strong personalities in like Pulp Fiction. And to see her in this type of movie where she plays a very vulnerable mother, it's something that I'm not used to seeing her play, but to see her portray this type of person was very impressive, and I did like how she carried it off in this movie. And with a role that she had in this film wasn't as, I would say, as big as everyone else's, she still carried it in a way to the point where I remembered her out of everyone else. These characters, for the most part, some of them are interesting. It does take time to actually get a better feel of them, and that's something you see towards the end of the 10 episodes. So, like I said, it takes its time. That will lead me into what I didn't like about the show. And along with that technical aspects, I did like the look of the show for the most part, especially when they're in the daytime, when they shot any of the scenes out in the desert or the canyons. You get not nice, beautiful landscapes of New Mexico. Though I did say the show has an interesting premise, it wasn't what I expected, and it took a different turn than I wanted it to. And this leads me to the bad, what I didn't like about the show. I thought the show was trying a bit too hard. It was a horror film, but I thought it was just going a little bit too much than they should have. I think it was trying to lead off of success off of other Netflix shows like The Haunting of Hill House, The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. I don't know about the other shows that have been on recently, like Black Summer and The Order. I haven't seen those yet, but from what I know of the shows that are on Netflix that are horror, I think they were trying to have this one be the next big horror film, and for me personally, it didn't really live up to those other shows. The pacing of the show is pretty slow, especially in the beginning, the first few episodes, because you have the first one that sets up the exposition of the storyline. The second episode, it talks about what's really happening supernaturally. It gives you that little bit of a peek into what's going on. As you get through episodes 3 and 7, it really shows Sasha and how she's trying to figure out what is happening to her. And as you get through episode 8 and 10, that's where things start to get really weird and you have to figure out what's going on. That's when it got really interesting, but it still didn't, it was too late by then for me to think, okay, this is the great show, because you're already towards the end of it. And with that, with it being so slowly paced, I felt there were scenes in the show that either could have been meshed together with another scene or didn't even need to be in at all. There are a lot of flashbacks referring back to what happened to the daughter, and I felt a lot of them, like I said, could have been condensed into just one scene. And even the show being that it's 10 episodes and 45 to 50 minutes for most of the episodes, even some are like less than 40 minutes. I felt like this show could have been condensed into a 2-hour movie, if anything. That's how much I thought some of the scenes were kind of unnecessary. All in all, I don't regret watching this show. I was entertained for the most part. I was just hoping for more. And if I were to recommend this show to anyone, I would tell them, if you don't have anything else to watch on Netflix and you're looking for something to watch, this is a possible candidate unless you find something better. Or if you're just into horror, no matter what it's about, then this could probably be for you. But like I always say in my reviews, don't let my opinions and thoughts base that on your thoughts if you want to watch something. These are just my opinions. Don't let that change your mind of anything. Just see what you thought after watching it, and if you agree with me, great. If you don't, tell me why you liked it more than I did. Just leave your thoughts down in the comments below, and make sure to subscribe to me for any content that I have in the future. I hope you all have a great week. I'll see you at the movies.